All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to talk about Andre Ward, Canelo Alvarez, and Arthur Beterbiev. Was a fight last night, bloody fight between Beterbiev and Marcus Brown. Sir Marcus Brown and Andre Ward had something hilarious to say on his Twitter afterwards. Man, these dudes do not like each other. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. But before I get into the meat of the video, please make sure that you go sign up to my betting partner, busr.ag backslash Fanon. If you put money in when you sign up, you're going to get matching money back from them. So make sure you do that. You can see the promotional code and all that stuff coming through here. All right, man. Hilarious, man. Watch last night. Fight with Arthur Beterbiev versus Sir Marcus Brown. I was really into the fight, man. Very bloody fight. Just Arthur Beterbiev just wore down Marcus Brown. Something that I saw in the weigh-in, came to fruition in the fight, and it was Marcus Brown's body. It just looked like, man, I don't know what it is. And somebody that, you know, that if you have an opinion on it, please let me know in the comment section. But there's something with guys with really narrow torsos that make me believe that they're not going to be able to take body shots and that's exactly what happened to Marcus Brown. Marcus Brown got done in by body shots from an aggressive, bloody Arthur Beterbiev, right? And winds up pretty much quitting, man. I think he quit. He got hit a couple times and he didn't get back up. He didn't look like he was in such pain that he couldn't get back up. And at the end of it, man, he just kind of packed it in, got his paycheck, and, you know, it is what it is, man. But, you know, as usual, you get comments about what happened in the fight later by experts like Andre Ward, like Tim Bradley, right? So Andre Ward took to Twitter, and this is what he said. He says, I don't know if it's his age or the layoffs, but Beterbiev saw a lot of shots that he could not get off tonight. You will see more guys trying to fight him now, with a wink. And you know perfectly well who that is he is talking about, and that is Canelo Alvarez. And I think that is absolutely hilarious, man. You hear Andre Ward and Canelo Alvarez and Floyd Mayweather kind of all going back and forth with each other, man. Andre Ward may be, you know, called, you know, is it SOG, the son of God. But man, he is not beyond being petty, man. Now, even though he is petty, you know he ain't too far off now, because Arthur Beterbiev, I do believe, is a unified champion. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to tell you, man, I pay attention to a lot of boxing. Who holds every belt in these 50 million belts? I do not know. I do not recall, but I do believe he's the unified champion. And so you're going to have Canelo Alvarez, who did hold belts at 175 pounds at a point in time. The WBO belt, I do believe he vacated that WBO belt. You have him and actually, man, I'm sure that he's a unified champion because he unified with Vorchek. Vorchek, the Ukrainian light heavyweight that it was actually, man, almost looked like he almost killed Adonis Stevenson to get that WBC belt. So I believe he's the IBF and the WBC champion. Again, in the comment section, feel free to correct me, man. I never act like I've got, you know, every fact at the tip of my brain. But that right there is somebody that people have been saying, you know, Canelo, if you're going to fight some of these top guys, man, these are some of the guys you should fight, right? They talk about at 160, Jermall Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, at 168, David Benavidez, 175, Arthur Beterbiev, right? Arthur Beterbiev or Bivol. Well, Canelo was in the press the other day saying, you know, well, what have these guys done? How many champions have these guys beaten? Well, if Arthur Beterbiev is a unified champion, then he's beaten other champions. He's a unified champion, and that would be an accomplishment for Canelo Alvarez at 175, because I don't believe he owns the WBO belt. So that means Canelo Alvarez would own 3 would have at a point in time held 3 of the belts at 175 pounds and beat a guy that I do believe some people have listed in their top 10 pound for pound, and a lot of people believe is the best light heavyweight. However, Andre Ward is like, look, man, this dude is slowing down. So if you see Canelo Alvarez fighting him, you know that's the reason. And honestly, man, when I was watching the fight, I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, Canelo will beat this guy, because he's just the thing with Arthur Beterbiev, and I've said this for the last several fights, man. Arthur Beterbiev is physically speaking, the man is a monster. Like, you can tell even with his short shots that his short shots hurt. You can tell that he can take a really good shot. He's a very, very strong fighter, right? And he's very compact with his punches. So so he can take damage and he can also inflict damage. He's also, fundamentally really sound fighter, but nothing, there's a straight up and down, no special effects. With him and Canelo Alvarez, man, I believe Canelo Alvarez is gonna box circles around him. I think it's gonna be very hard for Arthur Beterbiev to land shots on Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo Alvarez is one of these guys that can really sit in the pocket and slip punches and and be very defensively responsible when he's right there in front of you, right? Now, will he be able to hurt Beterbiev with body shots and all that stuff, and then wind up stopping him like he did with I think Callum Smith actually went the distance because he wouldn't fight back in that high guard for 12 rounds. But will he be able to do that to him or do what he did to Caleb Plant? I don't think so. But I do believe he'll beat him, and I do believe that those guys are out there looking for soft touches. Because if you tell me that Makabu is anything but a soft touch at cruiserweight, please. And also, there's a big chance that he's not going to be able to fight Makabu because you got Bob Arum in the mix for the fight. So anyway, man, I just thought it was funny that Andre Ward would say that, because obviously, man, there's been a lot of controversy with him and people saying that Andre Ward is jealous of him because of the career he didn't, because his career didn't go as well as Canelo Alvarez's and all that. Man, personally, I don't buy into any of that stuff, because really Andre Ward's career went as well as Andre Ward's career could have possibly gone. He did everything that he could do to become a star in boxing. He did everything he could do to be the best fighter that he can be. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He's a 2-weight division champion. He's a former pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world. Look, man, very few fighters make it to the financial level that Canelo Alvarez makes, or Floyd Mayweather Jr. makes, or Sugar Ray Leonard makes. That doesn't mean that you're not a great fighter, that you haven't, and that you didn't have a great career. Andre Ward got out with his senses, is now doing color commentary, whatever you call it. So, the man, and he's a millionaire to boot. So, the man has obviously had a really good life, man. But I know for sure that he wishes, this is what I think. I do believe he wishes that he was still in his prime and could fight Canelo Alvarez. And I also believe that he thinks Canelo Alvarez got a little bit of assistance in what he's doing with, a little of that juicy juice that everybody knows he's on, man. But anyway, I thought that was just obviously a great dig at, a funny dig at Canelo Alvarez. And it's also, what they say about comedy, right? Things that are true are usually the most funny. And if he goes and tries to fight Beterbiev now, after Beterbiev looked like that, you know the game that they're playing, man. But anyway, I'll still take the fight, though, without a doubt. I'll still take the fight, man. But Beterbiev on the real did not look that good. He did actually, to me, he didn't look good the last couple fights. But anyway, it is what it is, man. You let me know what you think about what Andre Ward said. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna say he's a hater and hater this, hater that, whatever, man. If he's hating, he's hating. But anyway, sometimes when you hate, you telling the truth. It is what it is, though. Anyway, you let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.